About 10 to 15 years ago, we saw the emergence of reality dating shows, especially within Black viewership. One of the most entertaining shows being The Flavor of Love, where Public Enemy mascot Flavor Flav would be one of the guys who the women would be competing for. It'll be about 10 to 15 women, and they would be thirsty to win this competition. Why? Because it would give them the clout that they needed, and this is before social media. Lord knows what they'll do for that check. Nah, we see these 20 verse ones, but that's another story. But staying on topic, these women then would get their own reality shows, their own reality spinoffs based off of The Flavor of Love. So it would be an opportunity that they feel like they couldn't miss. Well, about 10 years ago, it would be announced that Compton rapper The Game would be throwing his hat in the reality TV realm, and that he was looking for a wifey. Now, this would especially be an amazing moment for some of these women, because Flavor of Love, we knew that Flavor Flav wasn't a looker. He was an older guy. Some of these women were just here strictly on business. Whereas to The Game, at that time, he was in his physical prime. He's a handsome guy. These women was like, you mean to tell me that I can compete for that zick, for that money, and I could possibly get me a good business opportunity? Sign me up, sis. Well, one of those women that would make it through the crosshairs, through the interviews, through the vetting process, and would make it to the show, her name was Priscilla Rainey.
To everybody, pretty much except you. And you got some girls who
want me to go home, of course.
Want you to go home.
I can't believe everyone.
To everybody, pretty much except you. And you got some girls who
want me to go home, of course.
Want you to go home.
I can't believe everyone.
And she would end up being The Game's biggest enemy. I'm talking about maybe even bigger than 50 Cent, because at the end of the day, a lawsuit would destroy everything in The Game's empire, because this woman would say that she was essayed by The Game on this particular show. Yep, you heard me right. Priscilla would say that on the set of the show, The Game sexually assaulted her and nobody did anything about it. And she was suing him originally, if I'm not mistaken, for about $1 million. Now this would end up turning into $7 million, but before we get ahead of ourselves and explain how it jumped to that, we have to stick to this. I ain't gonna lie, man. Priscilla, I'm not sure how I feel about her, because her actions to me post lawsuit for sexual assault were a little bit questionable for me. At least she did this interview at Power 105, and I was sitting there like, this not adding up to me. But I could be wrong. I know we live in the days where you're supposed to just blindly believe in women. I saw Byron Scott today get sued for a sexual assault that supposedly happened 38 years ago. That's older than me. How can you prove that? I just saw Smokey Robinson old ass today getting accused of lawsuits over 20 years ago. I just think we are under attack. Some people, they did it. Some did not. Most did not, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there.
It's a Sunday sit down, and this afternoon, doing reality stars. Today, the beautiful and newly engaged Priscilla, excuse me.
That's fine. What's up, y'all?
How's everything?
Everything is good.
Freshly off She Got Game.
Yeah.
So,
Suspect engaged, freshly off of a reality TV show where she was dating for the love of a rapper. Now there's a lawsuit going on. What's going on?
let's jump right into it. You didn't see behind the scenes her trying to show me that she had this huge rock in her finger. Girls on, she was on like, and I'm like, what is going on? Explain to me. But what I'm confused about is, it's not, Game didn't give you that.
Nah.
Who? Talk about it. Who is that? Who does, what's up?
I've been with somebody for 7 years, you know, and we had a little off moment when I was away filming the show. You know, we broke up, but we good now. We definitely good now.
See?
Hey, my man, I know this interview old as hell, bruh, but you should have just did you, bruh. You really should have just did you. Because this woman said we were conveniently on a break when it was time for me to suck some rapper Zick. When it was time to put the game's mushroom tip in her mouth, she was conveniently on a break. Just do you, bruh.
See, this is all my fellas out here. See, you know what happened, right? You know what happened, right? He seen her with the game, he goes, oh, no, I can't let my girl go like that. Okay, so let's talk about the game show.
Let's talk about it.
He called you the thirstiest ever, was it?
Man. No, I got a lot of ice and, I don't think I need any water.
But she needed that lawsuit money, though. Hey, look, man, if you were really sexually assaulted, you know what? My apologies. But I'm just finding it hard to believe. And maybe she not selling it enough. I'm not sure. I'm just finding it hard to believe that she was sexually assaulted. You had you a boyfriend. That's probably what you had to tell him when he found out that you did more than just audition and play a role over in Hollywood. Yeah, he found out that the game might have been 2 fingers in that meat between her teeth. That's might what have really been going on. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, he raped me! He sexually assaulted me!
We pretty quenched over here.
So how did you feel when he let you go off the show?
Let me go? I quit.
Oh.
I never got let go.
Oh.
They don't dump me. I dumped them.
So what would be your final take about being on the She Got Game show?
My final take on it, it was an experience. I set out to, do something to promote myself and do something to advance my career, because I own a mobile day spa called Luxe Boutique, and I also have a clothing line called Wet by Rain. And I figured this would be a great opportunity for me. I was single at the moment, so I did it.
There it goes. She's saying it. She's looking for an opportunity. So if you're an opportunist and you're going on a dating show, I'm not saying that it's not possible that SA happened, because it's definitely possible. But I also have to give the benefit of the doubt to the other person, because you're an opportunist. All of a sudden, you're single, but you were in a relationship for 7 years. After that, you was thinking, let me think about my clothing brand and my other business and how I could, really get a name off of this person. Then when you get eliminated, which you said you left, when you get eliminated, okay, let me just scream SA and get the money that I thought that I probably would have got from being an opportunist in this situation. Then on top of that, let me go get my real man back and get engaged. The math ain't mathing. It's just not making sense to me. When I'm just looking at this in totality, I'm just like, I don't know if you're the person that I can trust. Now, Priscilla would go ahead and say that this was one of the worst experiences in her life, and she would kind of give out a little bit of information as to what was going down in that house.
But it turned out to honestly be a nightmare.
The show?
Yeah.
Why? A nightmare?
It was a nightmare.
That's a little strong, no?
No, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare.
You want to care to elaborate on why you feel it was a nightmare?
Well, everybody knows that during the filming I was sexually assaulted. Everybody knows I'm in the midst of a lawsuit. Everyone attacks me, bashes my character.
Hold on. For people that don't know what you're talking about, what lawsuit are you in the middle of right now?
I'm in the middle of a sexual assault lawsuit against Jason Taylor, the game.
Are you allowed to talk about what's going on in the lawsuit?
To a limit. Yes.
Okay, what are the charges?
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault's pretty serious.
Yeah, and it should be. And there's other things I could be suing for, but I'm gonna stick to what's most important.
All right, I see. I'm tiptoeing now because I don't want to say the wrong thing now.
Don't worry.
Sexual assault. Are we talking rape?
No. No. See, I actually just recently did it's a very sensitive topic for me, you know, because I don't like to relive it. I don't like to, emotionally, it's draining for me. And I just did an exclusive interview with ThisIs50.com. So if people want to hear the full story and what really happened, if they don't know already, they can definitely go there and check it out. Because that was my first time speaking on it. So I did, you know, allow myself to get into my emotions and talk about it in depths that I probably shouldn't even have. But, you know, it was bottled up for a very long time. So, yeah, I probably don't want to revisit that.
Of course, she did an exclusive interview with ThisIs50.com. We already know that 50 is the op, man. So why not go team up with the op? She's very strategic. I see what's going on. Now, the game would go on to lose this lawsuit, and he would end up on this woman more than the $1 million that she asked for. The judge would end up giving a default judgment of $7 million to the game. And since then, 10 years ago, he's been running away from this judgment. He's been appealing it. He's been saying, I'm not paying it. It is what it is. To the point where now it's like the IRS, the courts, everybody's getting involved. He's been hiding his money. He's been releasing music videos through like Whack 100's entertainment group. I know this has to be a stressful way of living. The sad part about this judgment is allegedly the game had an emergency tooth surgery that would prevent him from going to the actual court case in Chicago. And the judge wasn't having it. They did all the proper protocol. They sent the note. The judge talked to the dentist allegedly in the middle of the courtroom. But for whatever reason, this judge just had it out for the game. This is Whack 100 explaining this to DJ Academics on his stream last night.
The attorney or something over there, he be paying the blogs and shit. He got some type of vendetta against game, bro. The attorney be. I guess he believes the girl, you know.
Wait, how could they sell it? So, from my understanding, the house isn't in the game, aka Jayceon Taylor's name. I get he owes a debt, but how could they force the sale of a house if it's not in his name? How does that work?
I mean, just because something's not in your name don't mean it's not tied to your name. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. But that gets
nevertheless,
messy.
This is one of those situations that game this court. That's the bad part about it. It ain't like it was like a back and forth, and we seen all the facts and
So wait.
leaned on.
Not to cut you off, even though I am, because we saw the Soulja Boy thing, and Soulja Boy lost, and supposedly owes $4 million. Soulja Boy apparently went to court, and he showed up every day. They talked about his demeanor. What happened? So the game never went to court?
No, court date in Chicago. So I want to say the day, maybe the day before, day or two before, he had something was going on his dental issues, so he went in, right? So when he went into the dentist, they had to do like a emergency procedure. It was something, whatever it was. So, you know, when you go to do certain procedures, they ask you, do you plan on flying or whatever. He said, yeah, I got to fly to Chicago and the next day. The dentist told him, based on whatever he gave him or used, he advised him not to fly, right? So I took that information and forwarded it to the attorney. The attorney still flies up to Chicago. And when he gets up there, he presents the document to the judge. For some reason, bro, the judge wasn't having it. To a point, the judge during court called the fucking dentist.
Really?
Thinking maybe it's fake. You should be able to go find this shit in the minutes, bro. It's in Chicago, right? Calls the dentist. The dentist tells him he advised him not to fly because of the altitude, some shit, I don't know, right? Bro, the judge and the dentist end up doing a back and forth. The judge flexing, telling him, well, I'm a judge and I said, and the dentist is saying, shit, I trump you. You know what I'm saying? So he did have a procedure done. I forgot what it was. He has his paperwork. This is how the judge was able to call the dentist. And based upon the judge went in with the as a no-show. And when you put him as a no-show, it activated the judgment. The crazy part about it, the original filing was like for like $1 million, $2 million,
Yeah.
right? But for whatever reason, because the judge was feeling the way he was feeling, he bumped that shit up to like 5 million, 7 million, some crazy shit.
Really?
So from that point, it was a dog
So this
fight.
is all
I guess.
over a default judgment because the game didn't.
That's it.
Really?
That's
So,
it.
so wait, what
That's
about
what it
appeal
is.
though? Because you could appeal that.
Did all that, bro. This why, bro, we talk about some shit. It's like 2015.
Yeah.
So why you think it's been 10 years?
Yeah.
Appeals, this, that.
Y'all been fighting in court.
Yeah, this, that, trying to get back on the appeals. They denied the appeal. They denied this. They denied that. So at this point, I don't know if it's been another court date recently. I don't know. I haven't been to one in maybe about a year, close to a year.
Damn, man, that's a messed up situation. And the game would end up being frustrated as well when he went on an interview and he said, you know what, bro? I done already invested millions and millions in this court case. I'm being done wrong. At this point, it is what it is. I don't care if you take my house. I'll just go buy another one. Take my car. I'll just go buy another one. I'm having that shit. Just come take what you need, my brothers. That way I can move on with my life. At least that's what he was acting as if his feelings were about this case.
She knows that I didn't violate her. We had interactions after the supposed incident where she was in my face and massaging my feet and all of that. So it's just like, I just don't get the pursuit of this lawsuit. I just don't get it, man. But I don't gotta get it. And I'm at the point where if a house got seized, so fucking what? I'll get another house, bro. Like, I'm not materialistic. And it's just the house. Like, as long as I got my life, as long as my children are happy and my mom is good, bro, I don't give a fuck if they seize a house or a car. And none of my cars or houses have been seized. But if it happens, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I literally don't give a fuck. Get a new house.
Hey, man, I understand the frustration if things went down the way that the game is saying. If this woman was essayed, then I gotta say, hey, man, she deserves whatever she can get. And again, you shouldn't have been walking around here avoiding her. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, nobody will really know. I will say that I do kind of side more on the game side of things. Things just look a little suspicious, but it's not my business. It's not my job to necessarily say what the problem is. I'm not the judge. And the thing about it is, the game, you tried to play with the courts for a long time. And that's probably why you're in the position that you are in. I get it, you missed it. But you probably should have already tried to pay the situation off and not spoke on it publicly. And maybe these people would have cut you a break. But you are where you are now. It is what it is. You said you don't care. Take the house. You'll get another one. Let's see if you can put your money where your mouth is. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, man. Like, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. And we out, baby. Boom. LaFlare.
It's him.